Your attention, please. Welcome to all of our dignitaries, and it is a privilege to introduce the jockeys for the Vodacom Durban July class of 2012. Our top-class South African jockeys rate amongst the top athletes in the world. He will be remembered for his victory on the Brilliant Dynasty when winning the July from the worst possible draw. Former winner of the Hong Kong Jockeys title, let's hear it for Red Art Robbie Frad. This pilot has been the recipient of many accolades throughout his illustrious career, both here and abroad. A true professional and going for his fourth Vodacom July success, the powerful Felix Kutsi. Relive the devastating finish of the 1991 July. This was the pilot aboard Flaming Rock, a top horseman who remains calm under pressure. He has ridden over 3,000 winners. He is Cool Carnesius. He has the will to win. This quiet, likable pilot has competed with the best locally and internationally, has the ability to keep that little extra in reserve for the end. The sensational Sean Cormack. This master tactician is a multiple South African champion jockey and Mauritian champion. He is highly respected by his peers. Could today finally be his day? Liven up the place. Welcome back, Jeff Lloyd. Having his fourth ride in the big one from Mauritius, now based in South Africa. It all rests on the shoulders of this young top pilot. Riding the favorite Jackson, let's hear the roar for Carice Teeton. This talented and likable jockey is a former Mauritian champion. A strong, balanced and talented rider. This pilot will be flying high, riding polo bound. It's spirited Stuart Randolph. This confident young rider recently qualified as a fully fledged jockey after a successful apprenticeship. His mount, Manja Manja, has been the highlight of his career. He is a Manchester United supporter. Give it up for Grant van Niekerk. Pound for pound, this jockey can match the best. A natural horseman with great judgment, the regular pilot of pocket power. This popular rider is bred from the bloodline of the legendary Tiger Ride. Introducing Bernard Fader. This pleasant youngster goes head to head with the best of them, approaching his 100th winner for the season. This cricket and rugby fan rides top seller for Vaughan Marshall. Liven up the place for MJ Bielefeld. This fierce competitor is on the verge of being crowned South African champion rider. Blessed with enormous talent, has the ability to remain cool, and he rides Gold Onyx today. Let's hear the energy for Gavin Larena. Dynamite comes in small packages. One of the most popular riders around, wherever his travels may take him. He holds a top 10 position on the National Jockeys log. The one, the only Muzieni. One of the most exciting jockeys in the country. Shortly he will be plying his trade abroad. Great judge of pace and currently fourth on the national log. In big demand from trainers around the country, it's Richard Fourie. If you're looking for style, balance, experience, judgment, look no further. He knows the taste of Vodacom July success, one of the most sought after in the country, multiple South African champion, Pierre Stratum. It could be said that he was born into the saddle, respectable and well-mannered, one of South Africa's fine young prospects, has ridden winners in Macau and Mauritius. Give a big round of applause to Brandon Larina. He knows the taste of Vodacom July success, an exceptionally strong rider in devastating form with an outstanding record in feature races. This world-class rider is always a force to be reckoned with, the brilliant Anton Marcus. One of the strongest riders around, blessed with natural talent, and has shown his skills locally and internationally. He was aboard the 2002 winner Epitombi and Dancer's Daughter. His followers will be chanting, "That's the way, Shay." He weighed out at 53 kilos and defends his Vodacom crown. He holds the record for the most number of winners in a season. A former South African champion jockey, has competed successfully abroad and going for his 5th July success. It's awesome, Anthony Delpesh. Hungry for success, this young competitor teams up with White Line Fever from pole position. A Manchester United supporter, has achieved the rare feat of winning the Grade 1 Champions Cup 3 years in succession. Round of applause for Raymond Danielson. One of the best known names in the jockey ranks. His stats include Mauritian champion, talented and vastly experienced. There is no doubt that Eaton Square will be ridden to perfection. It's Glorious Glenhat. Ladies and gentlemen, with pride, we salute the Vodacom Durban July class of 2012.
The legend of Sea Cottage began with a 1966 shooting. The year he was
is English Garden.
He's got I would think, a realistic chance at the weights. Bernard's going to try and make their weight. I hope he does. He's certainly trying very hard to lose the weight. Yeah, look, he's doing very well, and things go well for him. I think he's got a shot. He ran third last year, and any of my 3 horses run in the places, I'll be very happy this year.
Vaughan, top sellers also from your yard.
Unfortunately, he drew second from the outside, but you know, the distance is not a problem for him. We know that he'll go the distance. His work's been really good. He's come on well. He's only had 2 runs in quite a while since an injury. I think his prep's gone very, very well, and I was very pleased with his work yesterday.
To touch on Gold Onyx, he seems a different proposition at the Greyville circuit.
Yes, I think we can't fault his form at Greyville. While he's running the 1900, where I think it was a muddling sort of a race, and he may have been produced too early, which didn't suit him. Yeah, he loves Greyville. He's doing pretty well. Yeah, he's got a lot in his favour.
Let's firstly touch on Solar Traveller and your expectations of him.
Yeah, disappointing last time. Just one of those runs. But a cracking run prior to it in the 1900. I thought he was the runner of the race on the night. Coming from a long way back, finishing very, very well against horses that are, considered to have chances in the July. So on that, he'll stay the 2-2. But, disappointing at Clarewood. One of those runs, I suppose, one just sort of draws a line through.
POMODORO pulled the widest barrier, but you got that man, Pierce Stradham, who knows how to win these big races.
Yes, you need plenty of luck from that type of draw, but I think he is versatile, and Pierre can ride him cold, or he can go up handy, whatever he decides to do. I think he's a versatile horse, and he can cope with anything. He's done very well since the Daily News. He's come on a lot. He's moving exceptionally well, and but for the draw.
In the Vodacom Durban July, you got Royal Bencher.
I think he's one of my better chances since London News too. We came 5th with a horse like American Badger, beaten half length by Epitombi. And the feeling I get from this horse is similar to American Badger, actually.
Number 16 is Wetzel. Now, he ran second to Jackson. He's the type of horse with a low weight that could feature prominently.
Yeah, and well drawn, so be easy to place him in the race. With a false rail where it is at 7 meters, it's definitely going to favour horses that are handy. It's going to favour horses that are well drawn because they get the fresh going.
Number 17 is Goran Gosa. Now, she's probably got the best record in the field.
She's one of those horses that has a culture of winning, and you've got to be careful of horses like that. They like winning, they know how to win, and they want to win, so it's very much in her favour. The trip would be against her, the 2-2. If she wins, it would be a bonus, but certainly she should be all over them at the finish.
Well, it's just fantastic, the atmosphere, Bonsky, I say it year in and year out, this July, it's got tradition, it's got the vibe, it's got the quality of racing, but I'm just amazed, I had a great walk around. I'm sure you've done the same, visited the boxes, just the people that have been here. The passion for racing in KZN is, it can't be compared in any other province.
It's the capital. It's as simple as that. Just as much as horse racing has always been part of our fibre, it is today, and I think that the Vodacom Durban July is testament to that, Dees.
Just having a run in the race, we're having a chat to the jocks, the owners, the breeders. They're all here, they're all in the parading, and this is the ultimate.
It is, and a lot of people have said to me, and I've really almost got quite physical with them, that they thought it was a substandard field. I think it's one of the nicest Vodacom Durban July fields that I've seen for ages, because everybody's saying the same thing. It's not rocket science. Jackson is badly drawn. He's carrying 57, but the reality is that he's very well in at the weights. If you look at his merit rating, he just needs a bit of luck in the race. But it doesn't end there. Even if he doesn't win, there are many horses that are knocking at the door. The Pierre Jourdans of the world, the Beach Beauties, the Illabellas, Goran Gosa. There's been bucket loads of money for her. Anton Marcus will go to the front, and Vettel, and my fancy White Line Fever, who's got a handy galloping weight, drawn in pole position. The tailwind's going to suit him. If he stays, he wins.
Let's just talk about the quality of the field. I think when these good horses leave, there are horses that fill the gaps. You mentioned Jackson, best 3-year-old in the country, over 1,600 meters. Variety Club, another one. Goran Gosa, the stayer. Illabella, the 3-year-old filly. Pierre Jordan running second in the race, English Garden. I mean, we can name this entire field. They've earned their place in the race. They've got the invite from Gold Circle and the board that, has a look at the quality of races that you performed in, and of course giving you an invite. So these are the best races in the best horses in the country, no doubt about it.
The best races, the best horses today. I mean, we've seen Jeff Lloyd have his own little piece of magic on a very promising horse called Warhorse. But I think maybe let's have a look at the horses in the race. First of all, let's work backwards. Do you believe that there's a horse that we can confidently eliminate from victory laurels in this race? Is there one that you've drawn a line straight through and said that cannot win?
You know, without sounding too arrogant, there's a few horses here I think, have robbed other horses of a place, and one of them for me is, Solo Traveler. I don't think he's had the ideal prep coming into the race, but he's got the genius on his side in Mike de Kock. He's got a really strong string.
You see, that's the key. You can never ever say a horse doesn't deserve its place when it's a Group 1 winner and it's got Mike de Kock. And of course it would be very popular for Muzieni to win. It would be a hugely popular win. But he can't have my money. With great respect to the former chairman and his wife, Mr. Michael Rattray.
Let's work from the bottom. Smanje.
Yeah, he only knows how to win at a decent price. He ran a fantastic race in the Champions Cup, of course, to Europa Point. He also ran very, very well behind Eaton Square. We know there have been 2 winners out of that form, Knock on Wood and Alec Laird's horse that came out and won. But he has it all to do. An inexperienced jockey who fancies Man United. At the best stretch of my imagination, he might earn a stake check, bearing in mind that it goes back to 10th place, I believe it is. 10th place picks up 30,000 rand. I wouldn't see him out of the first 10.
Yeah,
and I don't think he'd get in the first 6.
And if the boys that want to follow the Sangoma, well, this was the tip earlier on last week. Now, I want to go to the top horses here, Bonsky, and let's give him his mention. Let's give him his airtime. And that's Jackson, Brett Crawford's runner with Curry's Teeton up. You mentioned a lot of people talking about the inexperience of the jock, Brett Crawford. But it's an underdog combination with the favorite in the race. That's unique.
Yes, well, Mike de Kock is very, very bullish about Carice Teeton as a rider. Brett Crawford doesn't even have 1/1,000,000th part of doubt in his mind that Carice can do the job. It's just, it actually doesn't matter who's aboard, because you could have Mace Roberts aboard, you could have Jeff Lloyd aboard, you could have Pierce Stradham, whoever you want aboard. The horse just has to have the luck of the race. He just doesn't need anything to go wrong with him. No scrimmaging, no bumping, no boring, no checking, no switching. He is the best horse in the race. And if he gets the run of the race with the tailwind, which does not suit him, in my book, that's not in his favor. He's just going to need a lot of luck, but I believe he's the best horse in the race.
I think we have to echo Bonsky's comments there. Both Brett Crawford and Carice Teeton have both earned their stripes. For my money, I've been firmly in this horse's corner.
He's a magnificent beast, absolutely magnificent. Now, there's an interesting horse in the race. I just picked up on Top Seller. Today, he'll be wearing the GoPro camera, which has been approved by Mr. Marshall,
Fantastic.
by MJ himself, by the Stipe Henry stewards. So we are going to get the most incredible bird's eye view of Jackson, who jumps alongside of him. Not live in the race, but of course we'll put that together to air as soon as we can. So
because it was fantastic, because you had it on Tales of Bravery last time out in the Rising Sun Gold Challenge.
And the horse that won today in the one of the earlier races, Tiger Dance, is by Tiger Dance, that also Vaughan Marshall's, that won such a fantastic race that's obviously come out to frank the form. His name is Tribal Dance. He's franked the form of the Cape Derby. If you take a look, he was 5 3/4 lengths behind Jackson. He's now carried 57.5, and he's beaten older horses. He's proven that the 3-year-olds are up to beating the older horses.
Now, we walked into the parade ring, and you showed me this line, this circle that they've painted on the grass here, where people cannot cross. And you asked me, what is that? And obviously it was a white line.
Yeah, the significance of it. I mean, there are omens. We are superstitious people in racing. Some people will never go back and fetch something that they left behind. They won't clip their nails on the day. They won't have their hair cut. All that sort of nonsense. But you've got to respect people who have superstitions. I look for offices. I look for things that come. And this horse, White Line Fever, intellectually, I worked him out as a very, very big runner, because he's got beaten by a horse called Jackson by 4.5 lengths at level weights in the Daily News 2000. It was his 3rd run after the gelding. And now he is a much stronger horse.
Looks very well, Bonsky.
He's run a fantastic race in his last start. He's got English Garden stone cold at the weights. He's drawn one. All he needs to do is use that beautiful big action of his. They are going to come and have to fetch White Line Fever for my money.
Bonsky, they're expecting this place accumulator pool to reach 9 million rand. The guys got around 10 minutes or so to get their bets on. Horses are leaving the parade ring. We want the guys to get on, Bonsky. So just give us your top 4 as they leave the parade ring.
Just before they leave the parade ring, I've got to talk about the win and place pool. They're expecting the place pool to hit 8 million. V. Moodley, one of the greatest innovators in the game, it's cruising past the 7 million rand mark at the moment as the horses come out into the track. I would like, Dees, if you'll allow me, to have a look at the horses canted to the post before I give you my selection, because that's what we come to the racecourse for, to see how they look in the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the runners for the Vodacom Durban July, 3 million rand. Number 1 is Pierre Jourdan, runner-up last year, Tarry, Robbie Fred Road Dynasty in 2003. This is for Gary Alexander. Number 2 is Tales of Bravery. Felix could see he's ridden the likes of Debonair, Royal Chalice, Annie Lustrador. Vaughan Marshall is the trainer. Number 3 is Castlethorpe for Mike Bass. Carl Nisius looking to produce some flaming rock magic in 1991. And this is for Mike Bass. The Lion-Hearted filly, Beach Beauty. Winner of the betting world, 1900. Dennis Dreyer saddled Spanish Galliot in 92. Sean Cormack. Number 5 is Chesalon. Jeff Lloyd for Mike Bass, who saddled Trademark, Dunford, Pocket Power, Chesalon. Here's the favourite, Jackson, the son of Dynasty, looking to do his dad proud, who won in 2003. The Star Colt, Carice Teaton, Brett Crawford, the ruling favourite. Stable companion is number 7, Polar Bounder, son of Western Winter, 6-time winner, Stuart Randolph for Brett Crawford. Number 8 is Manji, 5-time winner, Grant van Niekerk and Tyrone Zaki. This is number 9, English Garden, 3rd last year, Bernard Fado, Mike Bass. Number 10 is Top Seller, MJ Bielefeld for Vaughan Marshall, runner-up to Gold Onyx in the Sledgehammer, a son of El Mufti for the late Roy Eckstein. 11 is Gold Onyx. This is from the Sean Tarry stable. Gavin Larina rides, winner of the Sledgehammer and the Cup Trial for Mr. Chris van Niekerk. 16 is Vettel, Mike de Kock on a hat-trick, and John Marcus Road, Dancing Jewel, Al Peacher, Dunford and Hunting Tower. 12 is Solar Traveller, another Mike de Kock inmate, Muzi Yenny in the irons. Number 14, Pomodoro, Pierce Stratham Road, London News and Trademark. This is for Sean Tarry. Daddy to the SA Derby. There goes Vettel down to the post. Here's a look at Pierre Jourdan. Next up will be Smanji Manji. The all yellow silks, Tales of Bravery. The horse, Jackson, number 6, the ruling favourite, Carice Teaton stretching out. Number 3 is Castlethorpe, the flying filly, Beach Beauty. Next down will be Chesalon and Jeff Lloyd. Polar Bound and Stuart Randolph for Brett Crawford. Number 9 is English Garden. MJ Bielefeld pilots number 10, Top Seller. The turn of Gold Onyx, Solar Traveller follows him down. Here's Sage Throne and Richard Ferry for Colin Scott. Black and white silk, Sage Throne, a son of Dynasty. Number 14 is Pomodoro. Followed down by Royal Bencher. Kevin Shea takes down 17, Goran Gosa. And the grey filly, number 18, Illa Bella, Anthony Delpech. She gets the roar. 19 is White Line Fever. And from the Gavin Van Zyl stable, number 20, Eaton Square, winner of the Jubilee, Glen Hatter, Pilot him home. That's the runners for the Vodacom Durban July. And the lead horse now gives a display.
Are we on? These looks like we're on, brother.
Well, it's we've seen the horses go down, Bonsky, and it just looks fantastic the way all of them have been turned out. I mean, I couldn't fault any horse on the way down to the start.
Well, now it boils down to having the courage of your convictions, because I think all the bets on. It's now a case of trying to help the people at home that are sitting there with last-minute opportunities, because even though the race is sponsored by Vodacom, I don't know if you're going to be able to get a call out here. So if you're standing in queues with an earshot of your or my voice, it's now time to try and catch that elusive trifecta or quartet, bearing in mind that there's 6 places if you want to have it each way.
Sure.
I'm nailing my colours to the mast that the best each way value in this race is without any doubt White Line Fever, because I'm taking a line through Pomodoro's run in the Derby,
Sure.
through Jackson's run in the Daily News,
Sure.
through Illabella, the fact that she's drawn wide out, she's a light filly, she's trained by a master, she is probably the best of the Mike de Kock runners. Having said that, Vettel went down very well, and so too did Gorangosa. But the bottom line is that Jackson's the favourite. Jackson's the worthy favourite. He went down beautifully. And my final selection, D's, just for what it's worth, I'm going to go 6, 19, 17, 18. So that's Jackson to win from White Line Fever, 17, who is obviously Gorangosa, and Illabella. A lot depends on the luck in running of the other horses. I mean, there are 2 horses with deep draws and 2 with good draws. Tailwind, it's got to favour White Line Fever. And people might think I've lost the plot.
I think you found some value there, Bonsky. You know, the horse has drawn one. You've given him your reasons why. And I think if you're looking past Jackson, who's currently at 19 to 10, 3 ran 40 on the Saftoad, 1 ran 20 for a place with around a minute to get your bets on, and that place accumulator pool and that quartet pool just growing all the while. The quartet pool now is way over 8 million rand. I mean, these sort of pools on this sort of day, just fantastic to see. And that's the bet to get involved in. But as you mentioned, it's too late now. If you got a telebet account, you're rushing for the telephone. But if you're standing in the queue, you're just hoping for luck to get your bets on. Yeah.
What about some respect for Pierre Jourdan? He's the horse that ran second to Igugu last year. He's got top weight. His preparation has been faultless. He's been down here. Gary Alexander's done a superb job with him, and he's proven that he's got the class. He's the people's horse. They fought out 1 and a 6.
Of the older horses, he could be the right horse, but you know, he's drawn 13. Personally, I think he's not at the ideal prep, Bonsky. I know he's running the Rising Sun Gold Challenge. He's moved up with the hands. He really showed a good turn of foot, but he's just had the 1 run back from that break where he had a hard campaign up in Gauteng, and it only gave him a 1 run back. I know Gary will have him spot on for the race, but
that gallop was superb, though. You have to admit that.
It was one of the better gallops.
And there's more to come later on in the day with the filly that ran with him. If he runs a decent race, one would think. That's Bruce and Joe's horse.
That we'll see later. That forms part of the second jackpot now. Mike Bass, I mean, a master tactician. I think he's just done He's placed this horse superbly well, Chesalon. He's given 2 nice preps. Jeff Lloyd has come down. We all know Jeff's history in the race. Could Jeff find himself in the winner's enclosure finally?
No, not this year. I mean, I love the Basses to bits, the great people, but how can Chesalon carry 58 kilograms? He's not even a Group 1 winner. He's been there and thereabouts. To me, the handicapping of this horse is wrong.
So you're saying English Garden would be the choice, or would be the pick from the best yard?
Definitely, definitely. He's had a fantastic preparation.
Sure.
But White Line Fever's got English Garden stone cold.
Now, which is your pick of the Decock horses? And you've given 17 and 18 as part of your selections from your top 4, but if you choose one runner from the Decock yard, now Jockey Anthony Delpes, just chatting to him at the sale, chatting to him at the golf day, you know, he was just beaming from ear to ear the way this filly has come home, flying at home. He's going for a hat trick, he's going to make history, he's going for his 5th July. What do you think?
Yeah, look, I believe that good jockeys make their luck. He's going to have an exceptionally fit filly underneath him. But Illabella, I asked Mike de Kock the other morning at breakfast, how do you compare Illabella and Illa de Vittoria? He said, Illabella's better. Now, that's a huge statement. We know how good Illa de Vittoria was. This filly's got massive sparkle. The way she finished in the Wolverhampton was outstanding, given a lot to do with the front-running tactic. She's going to have to get lucky, but I wouldn't put too much between her and Gorongosa, because Gorongosa is going to be handy.
This money, over the last 2 days, has been for one Decock horse.
Gorongosa. Yeah, the book, Trevor Faree told me, lights out. Big trouble if Gorongosa wins. Big trouble for him.
Bonsky, I think we'll leave it there. It's time's up. The quartet pool, as we mentioned, is over 8 million rand. I just want to have a look at the board. 3 rand 30 for a win, 18 to 10 with bookmakers is Jackson. A lot of money for a few other horses in the race. Sheldon Peters.
It's now that time of the year, the Vodacom Durban July Grade 1 for 3 million rand. Warning light is flashing. First wave of runners about to be called forward. Starters on the rostrum. Vodacom Durban July time, 3 million rand, Grade 1. Runners still milling around behind the gates. Warning lights flashing. Starter on the rostrum. Any minute now. Right, it's time to rumble. They're bringing up Eaton Square. Eaton Square goes in. The turn of Polar Bound, Pomodoro, English Garden steps in, White Line Fever.
Okay, Sean, I can go.
They take a hold of Beach Beauty.
Send me on my way, I don't mind.
Ilabella's about to move up. Outside barrier for Ilabella. Royal Bencher steps into the machine. Gold Onyx's turn. They take a hold of Pierre Jourdan. Ilabella in the background, about to go forward. Gorangosa, the All Black Silks. Kevin Shea. Gorangosa locked away. Solar Traveller, Pierre Jourdan, now up to the machine. Solar Traveller just hesitates. The hooded Chesalon. Top Seller. There'll be 6 left to load after Top Seller goes in. Vettel's about to move in. Tales of Bravery also getting closer to the machine, but they work with Top Seller, who turns sideways on. Now goes forward, does Top Seller. Tales of Bravery, Castle Thorpe, Sage Throne, Smungy Mungy and Jackson. The Vodacom Durban July, 3 million rand. All set. 20 warriors set free to do battle in the Vodacom Durban July. Let's see how they play their cards. Jackson looking to overcome early. He's in the blue sleeves and cap. Beach Beauty's there. Polar Bound and Eaton Square hold stride, and Vettel's also prominent early on, black sleeves and cap. Top Sellers moving around them, White Line Fever. Jackson, those blue sleeves and cap, just looking to slot in, head in the air for a stride or two, but he's only 2.5 lengths off them. Then comes Chesalon, around runners and trying to improve his striders, Pomodoro, Tales of Bravery. Castle Thorpe's very deep in the early stages. They race about 10-11 lengths off the leader. Gold Onyx is further back with Solar Traveller. They come back into view and go past the 1400 meter marker. And Top Seller finds the lead, leads up by 1.5 lengths. Vettel second. I can tell you Jackson is now scraping paint at the rail. Pomodoro, Beach Beauty. Then comes Polar Bound and races about 8 or 9 lengths off the tempo. Eaton Square, Smungy Mungy, next call. Royal Bencher. Gold Onyx, Solar Traveller, Sage Throne gets a mention. English Gardens 14 lengths off them. Ella Bella 16 to make up. Gorangosa, Pierre Jourdan. Top Seller from Vettel, who's closer. Pomodoro. Jackson's hard against the steel back and forth, just 4 lengths to make up. Beach Beauty looks to get a length closer. Then comes Polar Bound and Smungy Mungy next call. White Line Fever. Tales of Bravery ran into a bit of traffic problems there. Gold Onyx, Ella Bella makes her move. English Garden. Homeward Bound, Top Seller. Vettel's towards the inside. Looking to run on now, Pomodoro. Jackson hooks out 3 lengths to make up. Chesalon hooks extreme outside, Smungy Mungy. Jackson still got 2.5 to make up. White Line Fever's running on. Pomodoro. Chesalon up the centre outside is now getting into full cry. And also running on is Eaton Square, Smungy Mungy. Down the inside, Vettel, Pomodoro, Smungy Mungy and Pomodoro. Here comes the line. Very close. Maybe Smungy Mungy in a photo with Pomodoro. But it gets very, very close. Not going to decide here. Pomodoro with the red cap up the inside. And right there is Smungy Mungy in an absolute thriller going to the line. We'll wait on the judges' confirmation. Vettel's up the inside. Chesalon. Let's see. Pomodoro the red cap, Smungy Mungy the angles with him. It's going to be an absolute nostril. Pomodoro the red cap, Smungy Mungy lengthening his stride. Pomodoro, Smungy Mungy, to the line they go. Pomodoro, Smungy Mungy lunges. Pomodoro shorted. Pomodoro from Smungy Mungy in an absolute thriller. They hit the line as one, but it goes to Pomodoro. Smungy Mungy second. Then came Chesalon, Eaton Square behind these, and Solar Traveller with Vettel. Well, very, very close up front. The angles with Smungy Mungy, but Pomodoro up the inside and Pierce Stratum. That cap almost comes off there. He had a red cap. He's now got the black cap the last 100. Eaton Square between them. Smungy Mungy, Pomodoro let loose as they go to the line. Pomodoro by an absolute nostril. Jockey's just glancing across there. Vettel's up the inside. Eaton Square running an absolute cracker between them in the Vodacom Durban July. Here's Smanji Manji and Pomodoro. They hit the line. There you'll see the jockeys now glance across. Pierce Stratum's on the left. No salutes from either rider, and that shows you just how close it is. But with this angle, it's going to go the way of Pomodoro, but we'll wait for the judges' confirmation. Pomodoro 3 off the inside. Smanji Manji started to make his run. Jackson given every chance. He's moving well at the 800. Vettel's up the inside. But it's now Pomodoro and Smanji Manji. But all eyes on Pomodoro. Smanji Manji gets right alongside as they go to the line. Eaton squares between them. Pomodoro in front. Smanji Manji, Chesalon all coming, diving through as they hit the post. Pomodoro's up the inside. Sean Tarry, Pierce Stratum and Chris Van Niekerk. Smanji Manji's running out of his skin as they go down to the line. No numbers in the frame as yet, but Pomodoro on this angle by a nostril. Pomodoro from Smanji Manji as they hit the line. With the victory sashes, number 14, Pomodoro. Pierce Stratum for Sean Tarry, Chris Van Niekerk. Across to Graham Hawkins, who is trackside.
Yes, I'm with him now here, Raymond. Okay, I'll just give to him now. Okay,
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause for the 2012 Vodacom Durban July winner, Pomodoro, from the worst of the draw. A cracking ride from Piers Stratham. Well done to Sean Tarry and his team. The 2012 Vodacom Durban July hero is none other than Pomodoro. There he goes, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give him another big, big round of applause.
The master of pace, and with this impossible draw. I gave this horse a big chance until the draw. When he drew 20, I said he's become a wild card. But you know what? I got to just thank God and thank my team around me, my brother Mark, my owner like Chris van Niekerk. This is very big for us. And Pomodoro, we have the family and we have the mayor, and it's very big for us for him to win a race like this.
First Vodacom Durban July. That must be so special.
It was a gaping omission in my CV, and I'm happy to have filled it up.
Sean, congratulations.
Thank you.
Vodacom Durban July winner was London News, number 20 in that year. Today, Piers Stratham, you had to come from draw 20. Mission impossible on paper, but you overcame that draw quickly.
Yeah, you know, we all need luck. They jumped, went a nice gallop. I saw Carice, obviously I thought Jackson all along was the horse to beat. And I saw him 2-3 lengths ahead of me, and I had to use him a little bit to get a little bit closer. And at one stage I thought, you know, I can't keep using a horse that much. They can only give you so much at the finish. But I was caught a little bit wide, and I had to keep working to try and get in. And when I found myself sitting in third spot, we were going quite comfortably in third. I thought, well, now we've got a chance.
That's at that stage, Jackson was virtually right next door to you.
Yeah, when I saw Jackson on the inside, I thought, beautiful. Well, he's race riding, and I thought I could keep him in a pocket, and I can get the first run on him.
And turning for home, all the gaps open at the right time until Smanji Manji came alongside of you.
Yeah, I was amazed by this horse because I rode him the last time and he took so long to get going. I thought this track would never suit him. When I asked him on top of the straight, he gave it to me straight away. And at that stage I thought, well, I can run a place. I never thought I could win it. But when those other two horses came on the outside, they actually ran past him. Well, you know, if you can run a place in this race, it's a check. So pays for the bills. And to my amazement, the more I asked him, the more he kept finding. But I must say, well done to Sean. This horse was exceptionally well. I mean, everyone can say, you know, the horse won and it was well. This horse was really well, and he kept giving me right to the line. He was super fit and he was well.
This is winner number 3 in the Vodacom Durban July. It's a race that every jockey, every owner, every trainer wants to win, and I'm sure it's going to be up there with some of the best races you've ever ridden to date.
Yeah, I mean, you can see I'm emotional about it. I saw my name on the scroll. I haven't won it for how many years, and I thought, well, person's getting on now, so you better start, have another winner. And yeah, it's just unbelievable to finally crack another one.
Pierre, well done. I'm sure you're going to enjoy the celebrations late into the night.
Thank you.
Right, With me is winning owner Chris van Niekerk, and you can see emotional moments here just outside the winner's enclosure. Chris, this is why we come racing every week, to win big races like this.
Absolutely. You know, you dream of it, and when you taste it, it's even better than the dream.
And winning it is just the cherry on the top.
Unbelievable. I can't tell you how I feel.
Tell me, what was your emotions like when they hit that wire, short heads at the line?
At first I thought, oh, not again. I dead hit, and I thought, maybe I haven't. The rest of my crowd told me that I had it, so I only had to listen.
And I'm sure now, with Sean's first Vodacom Durban July, and you got the number in the frame, it's just one of those things that's going to keep you coming back for more.
That's very special. I'll remain a fool and buy more.
Chris, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Very kind.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, if we could have your attention, please, for the presentation of trophies for the 2012 Vodacom Durban July, which has produced an outstandingly close finish between Pomodoro, owned and bred by Chris van Niekerk, ridden by Piers Stradum, trained by Sean Tarry and his team, racing from the worst of the draw, as Dynasty did those years ago. So well done, especially to Chris, for not only racing the horse, but having bred it as well, a son, of course, of the mighty Jetmaster. Joining us on the presentation stage, we especially welcome the chairman of Vodacom, Mr. Peter Moyo, as well as the chief executive of Vodacom, Mr. Vuyani Chihani. We also, of course, have the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, the Honourable William Kize, with us here. And a big, big welcome, sir, all the way from Singapore, the Chairman of the Singapore Turf Club, Mr. Tan. You're most welcome. Thank you very much for joining us on this very auspicious occasion. And then, of course, on my right, a man who's so passionate about his racing, and is the Chairman of Gold Circle, Mr. Robert Movis. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here is the winning jockey to step forward and receive his presentation, Piers Stradum. You can drink the Moe Pier later. There's a bit of work still to be done on the card today. There we go. Let's have that V for victory. Let's have the arms raised. There we go. Jeff Lloyd must be sitting in the change room now, having run third, and saying, what do I have to do to beat the other 50-year-old man in the race, Piers Stradum? But Jeff Lloyd running third again. We now have a very big welcome to the man who looks after Pomodoro every day, Mr. Nkosinati Melo, the groom of Pomodoro, dressed outstandingly in his red colours, celebrating a Vodacom 2012 victory with his charge, Pomodoro. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for a man who is also extremely passionate and professional about the way he goes about his business. His first Vodacom Durban July. Let's hear it for Sean Tarry. Let's get that sash around Sean and Chris in a moment. We'll cover the two of you. But now, ladies and gentlemen, the owner, the breeder, the man for whom this big moment has come. Let's hear it for Chris van Niekerk. Are we gonna, Chris? Let's get that sash around your neck. Monica, let's get the sash around Mr. van Niekerk's neck as well. There we go. And There we go. And Pierre, I think there's one for you too, isn't there? Or do you just want the cash? Ladies and gentlemen, the winning team, Sean Tarry, Chris Van Niekerk, Pierre Straderman and Kosinati Melo. Let's give them a big round of applause. Flanked by the young apprentices from the South African Jockey Academy who dream of standing where Pierre Straderman is standing right now. Our thanks to the Honourable Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Dr. Willem Kiese, for joining us on the presentation stage. Mr. Tan, all the way from Singapore. The executive of Vodacom, Mr. Moyo and Mr. Shahani. And of course, our very own chairman, Mr. Robo Mavis, and the Minister of Justice. They're all here joining us on the presentation stage. Let's have one more big round of applause for our winners 2012 Vodacom Durban July. Right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a memorable race. We nearly had one of the most unbelievable upsets in time. Let's think about Grant Van Niekerk, who on his debut race has failed by a whisker aboard a 100-to-1 outsider to win the Vodacom Durban July. I'm sure Grant will be back to fight another day. We've still got plenty more racing to come. So let's get on with the rest of the 2012 Vodacom Durban July race day. Thank you very much for your presence in huge numbers here today. We certainly do appreciate all of your support. We trust you have a wonderful, wonderful day with us.